is episode 41 of my kind of a podcast, and today I would like to have a little discussion about going viral. I'm not going to pretend that I'm content with the reach of my videos on this YouTube channel, or that when one of my TikToks unexpectedly gets tens of thousands of views, it doesn't make me feel butterflies in my stomach. But do pay attention to that keyword associated with my TikTok success, unexpectedly. Sadly, I'm yet to figure out what helps my content be favored by the algorithm. My very first brush with virality was from a 15 seconds duet about modular furniture, giving unscrupulous landlords an opportunity to charge premium rent for coffin-sized accommodation simply because of the appeal of the gimmick of the furniture having more than one possible use. Fair enough, but how am I ever expected to replicate that success? I'm not a landlord. I do not have many strong feelings about modular furniture, and I'm not willing to make content about my many run-ins with unscrupulous landlords. Not so much because I wouldn't have a lot to say. I have been in a legal battle with a former landlord over illegal eviction and unlawful retention of deposit since 2017. I could talk about this forever, but I do not believe anyone would care to listen. It's really that boring. So this brings me back to square one. How am I supposed to capitalize on the afflux of eyes brought unexpectedly to my content when I do not feel strongly enough about the topic? A lot of people go the route of farming outrage through controversial content to grow their audience. I am not really a fan of rage bait, not only because of the negative impact of being famous for being a villain, but also because unless you are actually a piece of shit, rage baiting comes at a cost to your authentic self. And I hope I was able to convey that I am not a piece of shit. So rage baiting is not a viable route for me to gain online notoriety. You most likely have seen the recent attempt at a rebrand by Jojo Siwa. She probably had enough of being a giant toddler and wanted to be taken seriously by the industry she moved in, which meant fast-tracking herself to becoming an adult who does adult things. But because she probably never had a chance to be her authentic self before, she took the party of fabricating the character she wanted to be seen as by gluing together all the bits and pieces she thinks people will read as adult, which in today's cultural landscape means lots of sex, substance abuse, and a little bit of a mean streak. And because the whole thing is put on, because she spends so much of her time telling people how they are supposed to interpret her behavior, nobody's buying it. It's an example at failing to construct a viral moment. The strings of the puppet master are too visible to the public. In my 4 years on TikTok, I have seen so many accounts growing from nothing to being the most talked person on the platform literally overnight. Because of this, many creators on TikTok specialize in predicting the new trends, sounds, or hashtags that will bring in massive amounts of attention to the users who were first on the bandwagon. I have a deep-rooted hatred for these creators because they encourage behaviors that I despise on TikTok. Don't get me wrong, I don't demand that everyone finds their niche and sticks to it. I don't have a problem with creators who bounce from one topic or one format to the other, as long as they provide their viewers with some level of entertainment as they do so. The type of creators that I despise is the kind whose only purpose is to go viral, to make going viral the be-all and end-all of their online existence. I have to ask, what is your USP? What is the essence that makes your product or service better than your competitors? And once you have the world's attention, what are you going to do next? Remember that woman who shot to fame for gluing her hair to her head with a Gorilla Glue spray? Have you heard her music that she tried to launch following her shot to fame? Probably not. Pretty much nobody has heard from her in years. You wouldn't even know which one of those names on the screen is hers. You might even struggle to pick her out of a lineup. I looked her up for this video, and even with her 1.5 million followers, her content and viewership will never be what it was in 2021. And she was one of the good ones. She shot to fame for something innocent, something very stupid, but innocent nonetheless. It wasn't for being hateful or disgusting or disturbing or unnecessarily mean or sexual, right? But the fact is, she's not likely to become a household name anytime soon. This said with no disrespect. She and the vast majority of the people who won the viral lottery have no discernible talent to sell once they have all eyes turned in their direction. And that's pretty much what is expected of random nobodies on the internet. But this is the part I have a problem with. As much as I love the fact that social media allows people to find their own tribe, amuse each other, make each other think, challenge each other's viewpoints, etc., the bulk of the attention is monopolized by people who do not have much to offer outside of the fluke that allowed them to become famous in the first place. They are then faced with the choice to make: remain themselves and bore everyone out of their head with how bland they actually are, escalate their content to new heights by shocking or revolting their audience into a reaction. This is one reason so many content creators go the route of opening an OnlyFans, because sex sells and showing your body doesn't require much talent. A very long time ago, I watched this BBC Three documentary called Music, Money and Hip Hop Honeys, where Nell Hedayat met and interviewed a few video girls, as they used to be called. These were those pretty women who were paid to dance in the background of hip-hop videos. One of them in particular caught my attention. Her name was given as Tashi B, and she boasted to be the #1 video girl in the UK at the time. She had made enough money to be able to help her parents with bills, and she was living in her own separate wing of their house, almost like she was living in her own place. She was adamant that she would never show more of her body than was necessary in a music video, and that she would rather just not be in the video if she was asked to wear less clothing than she was comfortable with for a music video. She was very vocal about the fact that she intended to have an actual career in the industry without ever having to get naked. Yet by the end of the documentary, she was already defending her appearance in a video wearing a skimpy bikini because there was a swimming pool in the background of one of the scenes where the video was shot, even though she was never seen in the water. And this appeared to be in contradiction with her previously expressed rules of engagement. I also remember seeing her in Big Brother UK, the 12th season, and she introduced herself as being a belly dancer. A few years ago, I got curious and I looked her up. I found out that she ended up doing full-on porn before probably getting some plastic surgery, buying a few followers, changing her name a few times, and according to some, reinventing herself as some sort of motivational speaker slash influencer slash lifestyle guru or something. She's an example of somebody who went viral without having anything of substance to offer an audience once she had their attention. The only difference being that her story happened on TV, not on a social media platform. She now goes by Natasha Graziano and continues to try and keep as many eyes on her as she possibly can by apparently faking it all. But how else is she supposed to be providing her audience with anything? What is her USP? What is her actual talent? What does she have to offer the world? Her and all the people who suddenly have hundreds of thousands watching them because of one thing they have done one time, possibly completely by chance. And there are so many examples of people who rode that wave to fame by resorting to rage bait and appealing to the lowest denominator in order to continue creating content. And in keeping with my desire to remain as transparent and true to myself as it's possible on my channel. I am not capable of becoming controversial for the sake of getting views. I have been the troll who likes to poke the bear at times over the course of my online career, but I do not enjoy being disliked. It's really not for me. I do not believe in any publicity is good publicity because I know the difference between being famous and being infamous. And I'm not in favor of losing the essence of what makes you who you are in exchange for the attention of strangers on the internet. Online audiences are too fickle to gamble your identity on them. And they're not stupid for the most part. People can tell when a person's character is manufactured, inauthentic. And that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I wrote this script several months ago. I think at the same time as I posted my last video, that script was already done. But I guess my mental health hasn't been the best. And I haven't managed to force myself in front of the camera until today. So I tried a few different things today. First of all, I don't think you can see the sign behind me because it might be blurry, but there's my sign that says J on the back. I tried not to move too much because I have a very squeaky chair. Whoa! And it makes a lot of noise, so hopefully I managed not to make too much noise. And also, I'm using the back camera on my phone to film today. So what I did originally is I pasted a mirror on the computer screen that is in front of me, so behind the phone, so that I could see the phone screen in the mirror because I cannot see myself. I do not have a viewfinder. So but the mirror fell at the very beginning of the recording. So hopefully I am in frame, and that is basically the update. I also came across a lot of different examples of people I could have talked about in this video in terms of becoming viral and rage bait and stuff. One in particular really upset me. It was the case of the Resilient Jenkins or something like that. This family of 6 going on 7 living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Everybody is talking about them. They are on TikTok. And their story really annoyed me, particularly because the topic of having more children than you can afford, really bothers me. The fact that this family is having all of these children based on the possibility of them becoming content creators, and that they expect their situation that is completely self-inflicted to become a source of income because of people on the internet feeling sorry for them or something. It really bothers me because from the very beginning, the mother in that family has been telling everybody that it is her intention to go viral, that she is ready for the hate or whatever, that she's ready for. So she's clearly rage baiting and looking to get these however many subscribers she needs so that she can make a living on the internet, and she's having the babies so that she can have content for the internet to make money for the baby. You see what I mean? So but I everybody else is already talking about it, so I didn't really want to go into that. And also this topic really pissed me off. So what you got today is what I was able to whip up for a video. In any case, that's where we're gonna stop because I've talked too much and I don't even know if any of this footage is usable. So I'm gonna go and edit all of this so that it is watchable. Hopefully I will see you again next time. We will talk about something completely different. Okay,